let's talk about the new mode, Metro of Desire. I didn't do a video before it came out because I really wanted to get my hands on it and play it before I started kind of giving a little bit of a review and maybe tips on it. But I have now played this a decent amount. You may not be able to tell because some people have already cleared out the progress, but I actually have quite a bit of time here. But the reason why I haven't gotten all the rewards is because I've been playing on difficulty 6 and I can't insta kill on difficulty 6 yet, so my runs have actually been pretty long. And I've been doing that mostly because, spoiler alert, I find this mode really, really fun. I feel like, so I've heard mostly negative things about this, but a few very positive things as well. So me and my buddies that play the game, we've actually, for the most part, we've really liked this mode. It's been a ton of fun. It's a great thing to do while you're streaming because it's just, especially if you can't insta kill, you just kind of go through, not mindlessly, but you get a good balance of like, all right, I'm trying here versus I'm not trying here. The runs can take a while. You get to do a little bit of a build. You get to use underutilized characters. For me, this is borderline a perfect style of game mode. But I know some people are like, well, I don't like it because you need to grind it so much to get all the rewards. But this is not a time limited event. This is permanent. There is a limited event that'll give you like a certain amount of tickets that are whatever. It's like fine, you can get a bunch of extra rewards if you do grind 30 tickets a week by doing this, like, I don't know, 10 runs of this a week. But honestly, like, it's not nearly as much content as it looks like. Like, doing all of this, getting all these rewards, upgrading the train, getting the special operations, like, yeah, I'm still working on it, but like, really, it's not as much as it looks like. You will get through this pretty darn fast. And yeah, I'll admit, like, yeah, it would be fun to be able to clear all of this. Like, it'd be nice to get all these rewards right now, but it's okay to just do like 1 or 2 runs a week and have a good time. But what is the mode? What actually is the mode? So you're gonna go in and you're gonna pick your difficulty. Right now it's 1 to 6. I believe they expand it later with more bosses as well. I don't actually know if there's a reason to defeat all of them on difficulty 6. I am going to. Right now they have all been defeated on difficulty 5, so we'll go to 6. But you're gonna pick your team, and it honestly doesn't really matter. It matters who you pick as long as they have synergy, but you could focus on the boss you're going after as well and try to plan around that. But a lot of times it's not insanely hard, and this is a perfect excuse to use slightly underbuilt units. Maybe don't use, if you have like a level 20 unit, right, don't use them. But like, for example, maybe my Wind Boy isn't super well built, and I don't know who synergizes with him really well. Sumi, right? And then who do I want as a healer? I always use you know what, I haven't used Morgana since Marion came out, or I haven't used Lufel, so maybe I do that. So you kind of get to just build like these kind of mushed together teams that are maybe not inherently insanely synergistic or powerful for like some of the really hard content, but for this it's like you can kind of just throw any units you want and they're all going to kind of work together. So well, this says it can only be partially insta killed, so for just the sake of this video, let's just go ahead and let's upgrade you and you to level 70 so I can insta kill. But here you go. You're gonna come in and you're gonna start with like an item. This is a roguelike. If you've played roguelites, this is pretty simple. There's not as much diversity in the runs as I would like, and there's not enough negatives being impacted onto you. But it's like for the start of this mode, this is a reasonable amount of content. But you're gonna go in, you're gonna get like a starting item, and then you're going to get your tracks. So you're basically gonna pick where you want to go, and you get an example of the reward right here, right? So if you come over here, you're gonna start getting charms. Charms are basically things that give you passive boosts. And then there are set bonuses at 2 of them and at 4 of them, so kind of similar to the revelation cards in a lot of ways. But I could take a look. If I come here and fight a wandering shadow, it's just a normal fight, I will insta clear it because I am high enough level, so it will actually go really fast. You can turn on and off fast mode. Without fast mode, you can go in there and manually like either fight them or you can use your dagger to kill them. Fast mode, you don't even go into it, so you are able to go through this mode very fast if you want to. But then you click here and you can see at least one of the things that you're going to drop, I believe, are going to be the Tranquil set. And I believe if you reroll, it's not guaranteed to be there. So, but you're more likely to get this. Let's say my units are very good with this set bonus because I want to take less damage from Scarlet Tide. Like I have an HP based team, right? And my HP based team is a little bit slower. And so I want to get a bunch of stacks of Scarlet Tide on both me and the enemy. And so making it so I take less damage from the Scarlet Tide, but while the enemy starts taking more and more and more damage from it, it'll help us kind of, whatever, you know, maybe this is your synergy that you want to go. Or if you have a strong defense and shielding team, you want to go there, like maybe if you have Fox out coming out soon. But when you clear it, you'll get some coins, which is going to be currency used at shops, and then you are going to blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Take whatever you want. Let's go ahead and take the Purity Tranquil set here. And then these are going to be, you know, events. And again, if you go fast mode, it'll just pop it out here. If you don't, you'll go here. But this is, if you've played a game like this, you kind of know exactly what to expect. And what I will say, what this does very well comparatively to like other sets or other versions of games like this that I played is like, I feel like things get crazier way faster in terms of your build, where like when I was fighting some bosses, I could not, like, especially near the end, I mean, I was like, I don't even know what the hell my characters are doing. There were so many different systems like of these stupid charms interacting with each other. It just felt crazy. So like the power fantasy is actually a pretty steep curve here, where you start off like basically how you are normally outside of the, you know, you start off literally with just your team that you brought in that you would do normally if you do any content. And then by the end of a couple of these rooms, your team is like monstrously stronger. Like if you could normally hit for like 30,000 damage, I've seen people hit for like 1 million damage with like the healing buffs. So when you get to the end of a floor, you're gonna fight a boss. These cannot be insta killed. But then you're gonna come in here and you're gonna see it's basically exactly what you would expect. You just do a normal fight, and then you're gonna pick a new path, which is, well, here, I'll just show you after I finish this fight. All right, and once you defeat the boss, you're gonna get your cool big reward, you know, which is basically gonna be another fancy one of these things here. And then, you know, an item, yada, yada, blah, blah, good stuff. We all know the rules. But this part is something I wanted to point out here. So what's kind of cool about this is you always get to choose whatever boss you want to fight. So it's like if you play something like Slay the Spire, you may not know exactly what the final boss of the fight is before the run starts. I don't remember if they changed that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. But this, you always get to fight the specific boss you want. So if you are going for more of a challenge run where you want to specifically go for like, all right, my team is all single target damage, so I'm going to go with Dominion, who is an AoE damage team. Like you want to just purposely challenge yourself for fun, see if you could do it. You could do that. Or if you're just farming and you're like, all right, well, I got Joker Rin, so let's go kill Dominion. You know, right? So you have a lot of flexibility in the difficulty level, you know, difficulty 1 to 6. You get to choose exactly where you're going. And overall, it's just a badass fun mode. Now let's actually take a look at the rewards here. So right away, I mean, come on, 1,600 gems is pretty darn good. That is a multi on the next unit. Is that insane rewards? No, but I mean, that is pretty good for a mode they just added, right? Including our normal daily stuff that we get. There are no gems in here, but there's just an absurd amount of like, this is like another battle pass kind of, where it's like you're gonna be able to rank up quite a few characters with this. So if you have some characters falling behind, that's really good. Also, this right here, overclocking rank 7 personas, I'm telling you, that's worth a lot more than I thought it was when I started the game. So you get a bunch of these, and honestly, it's super easy to get as well, right? All you have to do is take, every time something says new, you take it, eventually you will get all 1,680. The upgrade train doesn't actually have any rewards in it. This is like meta rewards for this specific mode to make it easier, which is also kind of fun. And then here, how much do you have here? You have 60 times 14, which is what, 600 plus 240. What did I say? 6, 7, 8, 840 gems in here as well, it looks like, in addition to like just a bunch of stuff in general. So you are getting quite a bit of rewards. Overall, I think it is pretty good, honestly. Is this like, is it blowing me away? Like this is funding my next Awakening 6 platinum unit? Like, no, of course not even close. But honestly, I think for a mode that they added just 2 weeks after entering the game, this is a huge amount of fun, a huge amount of just repeatable, enjoyable content. It is pretty finite in the sense if you're looking for rewards. If you're looking for enjoyment factor or test dummies or just using units, I think it's a very fun way to play the game. But it is also pretty finite in terms of like how long it's going to take you to get the rewards. So what are the bad things about the mode? The bad things about the mode are honestly, I think, kind of minor, and they'll be alleviated maybe over time. right now it's a little easy. Even on difficulty 6, it's just not like very hard. To be fair, like I am a spender in this game. I have all the units, right? I don't have like an Awakened 6 Joker or anything like that. I have Awakened 0 for pretty much for every banner unit, right? I haven't pulled for dupes or anything like that. And I don't have a weapon for all of them, although I do have 2 of the weapons. So like, yes, I am a spender, so I have a lot of flexibility. If you don't have the right, if you don't have powerful units, it is possible that this mode is quite a bit harder for you than it was for me. I found it to be a little, I don't want to say trivial, but I've played a lot of games like this, so I wish it was like a little bit harder, especially on like the difficulty 6, where maybe I actually need to really build something synergistic and good, but instead I'm just like, Marion beats it all. She's good enough. Also, the special operations, although these are good rewards, some of these are literally just like not possible, right? Like there's one that I think is with an electric formation. That means if you don't, this doesn't count wonder to my knowledge. It hasn't seemed like it's counted wonder. So if you don't have Yui, right, isn't this like literally impossible because you only have closer on the team? So that's like a little questionable for sure, right? Like I don't like that. And even with like the ice formation, like you would have to specifically build Soy and Mont, which are 2 4-star characters. So a lot of people that haven't built them may not even be able to do that. And with the curse formation, right, you need Rin and Sumi, which is, so you need like 5-star characters to make pretty much all of these functional. Even with the fire team, not necessarily. You could use Key and Lufel, so that one's probably a little bit easier. But there's a lot of character requirements for this stuff because it doesn't count wonder, which is kind of like lame. And also there's not as much variety as I would like in this stuff. Like, it is true that like the trinkets and stuff are fun, not the lost property, the charms and stuff are fun, but they're kind of just like, you find the good ones and you ignore the bad ones. You learn what they are pretty quick, right? Like I personally found like the Grim stuff to be weak as shit, and I just didn't take it. Easy as that. The Panacea stuff is incredibly overpowered, so you do take that. The Agony stuff is incredibly overpowered, so you take that. So most of them are pretty good. But they're also, there's not like that much variety. I don't feel that much differences between the runs, just because I don't think there's enough sets. I think you need to add like double the amount of sets. And then also maybe restrict the amount I don't know if I want them to restrict the amount you could take, but overall, like, even though it's a fun mode, I do think like it is way shorter lived than people were giving it credit for, because a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to take forever, and it could take a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm still going to play the mode even after I get all the rewards from time to time, especially when I get like a new character and I just want to like see them in a team doing some content. It's probably a really good way to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect mode, but honestly, I've been really happy with it. Quick for tips here. If you have Marion, just use her in this mode. She makes the mode absolutely trivial because of how powerful. In fact, if you don't have Marion, I mean, you could literally just bring Lufel, and if you have Morgana, bring the healers, and then go for the Panacea set, because once you get 4 of them, it's like when you heal, you do like 400% of the heal as damage to enemies. And like I've seen people hit like literally 1 million. I hit over 100,000. Like I think I hit like 200,000 with one hit with one heal with Marion. So absolutely kind of makes the game mode super easy, the healers, but it has a little bit of a rough start. So you don't want to bring just healers, because then you'll be like, how come I'm dealing no damage? You do have to find the actual set to make it function. But healers are OP in this mode. So I'd recommend bringing them if you are having difficulties. Also, honestly, just being tankier in general is going to be pretty good in this mode, because a lot of your offense is going to come from these charms. And what you really want is to just not die right away in between your turns, right? You want to just be able to stay alive. And so if you're able to stay alive, then the damage will kind of come to you in the form of charms, and you don't have to worry about it as much. But yeah, overall, that's how I feel about the mode. Curious how you feel about the mode. Let me know in the comments down below. Much love. Per platypus is per platypus. I'll see you on the flip. Bye.